that was detrimental to their reputation, that we have, been hurtful in some hurtful words, that we've made some snotty remarks, that we've said something to somebody else that caused that person to think less of someone else. How many times have we left the presence of God and gone and caused some harm to someone else and felt like they deserved it? Because that's what Cain felt like, his brother, that he was within his rights. Otherwise, when his punishment was coming, it wouldn't have been, he couldn't move past himself, how he had been done wrong. That he's like, now I got to suffer this punishment too? Dude, you killed your brother. I mean, and how many times have we gone out and done something, but we couldn't see past our own hurt? We didn't take responsibility for what we had done. Now, we can't take responsibility for what has been done to us, but we can choose to let it go and not repeat it in someone else's life. So that's what I want us to do, is we want to accept counsel tonight, where the Lord tells us, if you just do good, just do well, just do what it is he has asked us to do. And part of that is forgiving. If we just do that, he will help us to move past it. That's the wonderful thing about the Lord, is he doesn't command us to do anything that he doesn't equip us to do. And that is awesome to me, because people will tell you to do something and then not give you the tools to do it, and not give you the resources to do it. But God doesn't do that. So when he tells us that we need to forgive, then guess what? It doesn't matter how deep or how brutal the hurt was. He will give you the ability to let it go. And that is just awesome to me, because I know that it just doesn't stop with me. It doesn't just have to be me. I have, the power of the Lord. I have the blood of Jesus that can help me to move past that. And we're going to take responsibility for those that we have hurt. Because if we're honest with each other, if we're honest with ourselves, we have dished out some stuff that we probably could not have taken. Because we were hurt. How they say hurting people hurt people. Because we were hurt, because we were angry, because we were bitter. We have done things to hurt other people, and we need to take responsibility for that. It can't be, I did it because so-and-so did it to me. Have you ever been around somebody that can always find somebody else to blame? We can't be those people anymore, y'all. We're going to have to own up to it. Time to put on I can't say that, can I? Your big girl panties. It's time to grow up. It's time for us to grow up. We can't keep carrying around the hurts that have been with us for as long as we can remember. I don't want to be that person that he talked about, that you are identified with your wounds, identified with your hurts. I don't want to be that person. You shouldn't want to be that person. That's not who we are. We are so much more than that. So let that go. Put it to the side. You deserve to have a life that's filled with peace. It's not going to do anything to that person, you being all wrapped up in it and all bitter and all holding on to it. Doesn't do anything to the person that hurt you. You just hurt other people and make people not want to be around you. Now, I don't know how many of you can smell the candle, but I can smell the candle. It's a lovely fragrance. And it didn't stay in the jar. The smell of it doesn't stay in the jar. The smell of it goes out and fills the room. Well, when we have been offended and we have been hurt, that anger and that bitterness doesn't stay in that little compartment in your heart of hurt. It filters out. It permeates through your entire life. And everybody that comes anywhere near you gets a whiff of that. And it doesn't smell anywhere near as nice as my candle does. but it's on you, and it affects the way you treat other people. So we have to be mindful of that. I don't want to issue out hurt on somebody else, but in order for me not to, I have to get rid of what it is in me. You remember we talked about last week when the people have the just married and they got the little tin cans on the back of their car? Everybody that you are holding on to is a tin can strapped to your bumper. And as you go through life, we hear the clanging of those tin cans on your bumper. And some of you know, I'm going to say it, got some big bumpers because you are holding a lot of people all the way back to the doctor that slapped you on the behind when you were born to make you cry. It is time to let that go. It's time for us to move on. They did you wrong. They should not have. Lord, help them to know you. So, because chances are somebody hurt them and they were passing it on to you. Well, you don't have to carry that anymore. We can pray for them. We can intercede for them. But tonight, we are going to let this stuff go. And so we have an activity to do because I don't want to just tell y'all to let it go and then trust you're going to go home and do this. So you're going to do it while I'm here. I have pens and we have index cards. And because some of us may have, like I said, big bumpers, I pulled out my big index cards. This is not a 3x5 card kind of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some worship music on. And for the next few minutes, it's not even 8 o'clock yet, but for the next few minutes, I want you to be prayerful at your seat. And I want you to write down your hurts. If it's a person, if you can't remember the person, but you remember the event. Like I remember, and I'll probably have to write her down on the card. I really thought I had let it go, but I don't know, so clear in my mind. I don't get angry anymore. But when I was pregnant with Jasmine, I went into one of these stores. It was a store on the square. And I had Gregory with me. He was, I don't remember how old, he was little. And Angie was with me. And we went in the store to look for, I don't even know what. But it was one of those situations where the lady who owned the store followed me around the store. And every time I picked up something, she would be like, ask me if I'm interested or whatever, and almost taking it from me to put it back. And at first I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But she just kept doing it. And I thought, you know what? I am not a thief, and I don't have to be treated like one. And I said to that lady, I don't have to put up with this. And I grabbed Gregory, and I said, I am not coming back to this store. And we stormed out, and I don't know why I grabbed Gregory and let his mama have him. I don't. But in my indignation, this baby wasn't going to have to put up with this too. So me and Gregory stormed out the store, and I guess Angela eventually realized we weren't in there. But because of that way, now maybe she had a problem with people stealing, I don't know, but I had never stolen from her, and I didn't appreciate being treated like that. And so I never went back in that store. And not only did I never go back in that store, but anytime I heard somebody bring it up, I'd be like, oh, you don't want to go in there. Let me tell you what she did to me. I'm not saying I put her out of business, but she ain't in business no more. Not that I had ever spent a lot of money in there to be. She probably did. It probably didn't affect her at all, but it affected me. So that was something I had to let go. I can laugh about it now, but I was angry for a very long period of time because of that. So that would be an event that I would write on my card. So what I want y'all to do tonight, and if you want to spread out some so you don't think anybody's looking over your shoulder, whatever, but you're going to write down your hurts. You're going to write down those people that offended you. And we're going to pray, and we're going to let these things go. And then we're going to rip up these cards, and we're going to throw them in the trash at the foot of that cross. And I don't want you, just like none of you would even think of digging back through the trash can to put the pieces of the cards back together. You can't take this back out the door with you. Once it's on this card, we're going to pray, and God's going to help us to let it go. And it is going to be permanently removed from our lives. Are you ready to do that with me tonight? Okay, let's go ahead.